Mighty Canadian Minebuster is arguably the most iconic roller coaster in Canadian history, but it was once one of the world's finest wooden roller coasters. The reason it no longer is shrouded in conspiracy. On May 23, 1981, Canada's Wonderland opened to the public for the first time, and the biggest thrill available to primitive enthusiasts was Mighty Canadian Minebuster. Its stats for the era were impressive, boasting a drop of 87 feet, a length of 3,828 feet, and a top speed of 56 miles per hour, all Canadian records at the time. The ride was a reconstruction of the Shooting Star roller coaster found at Coney Island of Cincinnati, the owners of which were behind not only Canada's Wonderland, but also Kings Island, where the Coney operation eventually moved. As for the Minebuster, it featured an out-and-back layout with 6 airtime hills, turnaround, and an upward helix finale. All these features can be found on the ride today, except for one, which would forever change what many locals considered the best coaster out there for many years. In the early 2000s, the coaster went through significant changes to the out portion of the layout. The 3 airtime hills were reduced to 2, thus removing what was the most enjoyable portion of the coaster, mainly the low-profile airtime hill leading into the 3rd hill, the follow-through speed providing endless amounts of ejector airtime on the seemingly endless descent before climbing the turnaround. These changes were made at a time when many of the park's decisions were questionable. The intention of the reconstruction of Minebuster was to provide a smoother ride, as years of neglect through the 90s caused it and its sister coaster Wild Beast to become known as some of the most excruciating rides known to man, a designation that unfortunately has not left these coasters to this day. Now 20 years old, this reconstruction, however, did not take into account that the ride was notorious for its speed heading through that very area. And given that the ride is now currently known as not being any smoother, a readdress of this may be needed. If Wonderland is considering keeping the ride for much longer, it might be worth considering bringing it back to its former glory. Curiously, in researching the original profile of Minebuster, Wonderland officially acknowledges little on the reasoning behind adjustments to its layout. The Splashworks features added in 2002 could easily have fit under 2 airtime hills smaller than the one larger hill in the profile now. You'd be lucky to find a POV of the original ride online, and images of the original section are scarce. Is this a conspiracy? This image, originally posted on IMDb, has since been removed suspiciously from the site, and any calls made to Wonderland regarding questions about Minebuster's original profile go strangely unanswered. Could Wonderland be trying to cover up a larger secret? Is the park ashamed of the lack of care put towards their legacy coasters in the 90s, leaving them among the most reviled coasters in the Western Hemisphere? The truth is out there. Those lucky enough to ride the original Minebuster continue the search behind the loss of its once gloriously unforgiving airtime. Once easily among the best in its class, Minebuster's legacy fades in collective memory to a conspiracy of silence that may one day hopefully be explained.